Yeah, right. There we go. Perfect. What a start. Let's get on with things today. We're in a good mood. Let me just move this so I can actually see what I'm looking at. Whoa. Apologies about the ad. I've just seen that. There's an ad popped up before we've even started. I've just turned the ads off, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But yeah, hello to everyone. Hopefully you're all doing well. Welcome to this stream, the Snow Watch. And obviously I'll go through all the chat, read all your names, and we'll do some data. Obviously there's been quite a bit of snow around. If you've seen my X account, you've seen all the posts that I've made, including the viral one, which is thanks to someone in this chat clip. I feel like a bit of a leech using that, but there you go. But yeah, we'll have a look at the risks of any rain, sleet, snow, hail as we go along, and hopefully it's just a nice stream today. So yeah, we'll get straight on with things. This is the live radar. I'm just adjusting things that you can see it fully. This is from 6:50. I'll have a name call of everyone. We've got Lions FC, John Baxter, Best Crazy Boy, Metsuit. Wow, really busy stream. Barb, hello to you. Elliot, Local Furry, Sherry, Crift. Just had an ad about a household cleaner. Snow, says Jamie. Yeah, I agree. There's no snow here. Even though I'm just going to be lurking in the background. Hello to you, Dandy. Evening to Andrew as well. Loads of names in here, isn't there, today? I'm just going to zoom out so I can actually see it. So, if you look currently, this is from 10 minutes ago. This is the live radar. You know what I mean. If I move that up here as well. There you go. Should be able to see it now. Cheers to Stephen Blocks for subscribing. Sorry, I had to get close to the camera there. I have to see it. Cheers to you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. So as you can see, there's quite widespread snow over, the Highlands of Scotland, the expected areas. But this front over the next few hours, I should say, is expected to move further southwards. See rain on its eastern side, nearer to coastal counties, but further inland, sleet and snow showers. See parts like the Isle of Skye, far northern England and parts of Scotland, parts of the Yorkshire Dales have seen some, even round me, just to the west of me, areas over 300 metres elevation, so a little bit of winteriness before it all turned to rain. Where I am right now, just as an example, it's 4.9 degrees. But what's going to happen here is all this rain, sleet and snow is going to start pushing southwards, and you'd expect there could be a few coverings like over parts of the Highlands. I know someone sent in a clip and they'd had like 8 centimetres in Kingussie. Someone else has had some in Carbridge. So there's been plenty going on, especially in the Highlands, but I'd expect to see more activity through today, well, the rest of today, and into the early hours of tomorrow, more particularly in the morning. But we'll have a look at some chart data to start with, and I'll run through my chances of snow in places. Hello to everyone in the chat. Really nice to see you all. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. I'm here to be informative and not lie to you, just to give you the facts. Been rainy here all day, but meant to turn to snow later on tonight. Yes, Ashton, I think it would do around you, because you're near Birmingham, aren't you? Thank you to Stephanie Flynn for subscribing as well. And just well done on becoming a member. I mean, wow, this is the biggest stream that we've done all year. 3 degrees in Newcastle upon Tyne. That's pretty cold, actually. Here it's 4.8, so pretty cold. Also, got a bit wrapped up warm, and you got your Send It mug. The UKV has just updated, so we'll see what that's showing. And I'll outline the risks for you all. Also, there's the Pembrokeshire Dangler, which I'll explain in a minute. But if we look currently at 7 p.m, you can see that the snow is expected to weaken over the far north. But as you can see, it's definitely not, and it's quite banded together. So that could be good for a few hours' time. It's a lot better than this UKV run is showing. The UKV looks a lot more patchy with its rain, sleet and snow showers, but the live radar paints a different picture and shows quite heavy precipitation beginning to move southwards. So as you can see, northern England and parts of central Britain seeing lots of rain around. Thank you as well to Josh for sending out a membership. I do appreciate it. But you can see parts of rain moving southwards, but as it moves southwards, and obviously as we get the colder air sinking along with it, in especially over northern parts, seeing parts of northern England and Scotland, of course, continuing to see snow showers, but you can see plenty of snow is mixing in over the higher ground, so obviously over 200 metres elevation. But, as you can see, as it moves through on the back edge, you can see sleet and snow showers mixing in for central northern Britain, into parts of the Midlands, maybe into parts of northern Wales as well. Your highest ground, obviously, but could not rule out a few snow showers to lower levels at times. And they may accumulate. We'll have a look at the accumulations in a moment. You're in Gateshead. Oh, that's near Newcastle, isn't it? You could actually see a stray snow shower through the early hours of Wednesday, possibly. Maybe one to watch, actually, I'd say, on that one. But yeah, good point. Newcastle could see a few showers. They've also got a yellow warning, which is where, because we're going into that northerly wind throughout Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, there will be some snow showers gracing the north and the east and southeast as well, possibly in the southeast. That is a very, that's a very tentative argument there. But you can see snow showers, a little bit less widespread than I'd expect. I'd expect a lot more of the Midlands and northern England to be seeing some snow, even as far south as the West Midlands, I'd expect into the early hours. But as you can see, that clears through pretty quickly, but it's quite organised. And even as it moves towards the London area, there's over the higher ground, elevation is key in this. If you have 200 metres elevation plus, some of this could be snow, could be sleet, could be hail, grauple, all those sorts of things. But you can see that's clearing to the southeast. The low pressure is retracting to our east. And we could see some back edge snow as well on the back edge. But I think that the UKV is definitely underdoing it, to be honest. I think it will be more widespread in nature than this really suggests, and that's usually the case. You can see snow showers continuing to pepper Scotland, parts of the east as well. Some of these could be rain, especially on your coastal counties. But give yourself 5 miles inland, and it could be snow. It's one to watch that. So if you're 5 miles inland, like this area here has an amber warning just over the North York Moors, suggesting could be some very heavy snow. They've already had some today as well, some quite big snow. Going into Thursday, you can see the showers becoming more restricted to the north, but also parts of the of Wales as well. And this is the Pembrokeshire Dangler I was talking about. Basically, it's a line of showers that form between Pembrokeshire and Cornwall, and you can see kind of showers banding together in the south, in the southwest. So maybe the potential there for a couple of centimetres in places. Even they've got a yellow warning for that as well, and that's through the early hours of Thursday. So yeah, definitely one to watch. Now, quickly, I will have a look at obviously some locations specifically, but I just wanted to show you what's going on. But if I have a look at the where is it now? where is it? What am I looking for? 850 HP attempts. There you go. Basically, you've got the milder air. This is the low pressure system here through Tuesday, 11 p.m. And that's clearing to our east. You can see milder air associated with it. But obviously on the back edge of that, the cold air is sinking in behind it. And you can see -5 line is enough for snow. If you look at the dew points, you can see that they are quite marginal for central and western Britain. Well, for central and eastern Britain, I should say. If they're above freezing, it reduces your chance of snow. It can still snow at 1 degree and below dew points, but there's a lot of factors that go into it, basically. But these areas which are in the 1s and 0s, and to the west of that could technically see snow. So the West Midlands, northwestern England, parts of Wales, maybe even into the south and southwest. That's just one model run. We'll have a quick check back to the radar. 7 p.m. Can see very widespread snow showers still going on and persistent bands of snow through parts of Scotland. They're just going to continue. There you go. Snow for Bodmin Moor. Potentially. Evening, I'm here in the background. Hello to you, Paul. Hopefully you're enjoying the information. Snow for North London. Well, looking at that, potentially. It's a very iffy one. If you have elevation, 200 metres, if you have over 200 metres elevation, you're looking pretty decent for at least some sleet or snow. There is like the front as it clears out to the east through Wednesday morning. That's going to be the pinpoint for a lot of people. Wednesday morning, as it clears out to the east into the North Sea, there could be some snow on the back edge. But yeah, as I say, one to watch. If you look at the GFS 12Z by comparison, see what that's showing in terms of extent of snow risk. You reckon I'll get some at about 220 metres up, northwest Midlands? Probably will, Elliot, about between, 3 and 6 a.m. as that low's clearing away. Definitely, actually. I'd say, there you go, 6 a.m. from the GFS, northwest Midlands, parts of the east as well. Maybe York there, seeing some quite heavy snow. The North York Moors and the Yorkshire Dales are seeing quite widespread snow there. If you look 3 a.m. Wednesday, even I'm seeing some. So, you know, how much do you believe the GFS in terms of that? You can see snow for northern England, and that's beginning to push southwards. And then if this happened for parts of London, they would see some snow. So I guess just kind of wake up and see if you've got some. Look, 12 midday on Wednesday for London. Can see like there's some snow sat right over the top of London, but of course elevation will be key. Otherwise, it will be sleet or some trashy rain. If you look at the snow showers, they are pushing inland at times through Thursday. And they could be quite heavy in nature as well before the Atlantic pushes in by Friday. But you can see, there you go. If we actually have a look, and we have a look at the charts and the snow that's falling and is expected to fall, we can move over to the Weather Channel to see what that's forecasting. Don't know if I should expect centimetre. I'd say at least half a centimetre. I'd say a covering. Any snow in Barnsley? Gotta be honest, unlikely. Gotta be honest, very unlikely. Bournemouth? No, I'd say that's a bit too far south, to be honest. For this, you might catch a couple of bits, but I'd say probably not. I'd love Matt to look at Europe too. I certainly will cover it in the future. It's something I'm looking into doing, but I'm just, covering my bases what I know at the moment. But I'll probably move to doing other stuff. I'm cooked. Yeah, you probably will be cooked. Anyway, right, let's just have a look at this. If we have a look at dew points for a key point, if you look at the dew points across the UK, basically, the simple way is that if you're in the green, at the moment, it's too mild for snow. So obviously central northern Britain, obviously the south, southeast and all of Ireland, basically, are seeing probably rain at this point, if there is any precipitation falling over your area. But as you can see, obviously further north, so the central belt of Scotland into northern Scotland, some south east Scotland, and obviously your highest ground, the Highlands, for example, are seeing temperatures or dew points below freezing. If it's below freezing, it guarantees, or it increases your chance of snow. It can still rain, but it definitely increases your chances. But as we move through, and I'll see if it'll work, if I click through, you can see that as the milder air, the low pressure system, mild, clears southeastwards, you can see that the zero dew points do reduce. So by this point, midnight, 1 a.m, they're reduced down to around Sheffield and my way, to be honest. But in the west, they are reducing a lot quicker because it's a lot higher ground. So like Stoke-on-Trent is on the boundary by 1 a.m, if there is any precipitation evident. If you look at 1 a.m, by the way, which we can do, you can see that heavy snow over northern England is beginning to slowly move southwards. So obviously it'll be exclusive to higher ground, but as them dew points continue to drop, a much more wider area would expect to see snow. But if you place like Bradford, for example, the whole of Bradford's over 100 and 150 metres higher ground, then all of this would be snow. If you are placed, like I said before, if you are placed on higher ground, you look pretty good in the west, northwest, and then extending out into like Worcestershire, maybe even Bristol, to be honest. Maybe even Bristol could see a little bit. On the back edge, you've got to remember that there might be a few patchy showers, which models don't really pick up on very well, and the extent of the snow is usually not picked up on very well by models. So you could wake up to a surprise dusting or a few centimetres when you wake up. It's one of those, it's very much a Nowcast situation, which is why I'm trying to bring it to you now. If you do look again 5 minutes later with the precipitation, again you can see it is continuing to move southwards very slowly, but it will pick up in speed as we go along. So you can see that was an hour ago, but now the system is moving about 10 miles further south, but that will continue to speed up. The winds are picking up, so we'll see how that goes over the next few hours. How are you, bro? Hello to you, Mark. How are you doing? Hello to Froglegs, Matthew as well. Nice to see everyone in here. No snow here, heavy rain, Swaddling Court. It's a nice place there. Yeah, it's been heavy rain in here, but it could turn. It could turn later on. Dark outside, can't see anything. After do your lamppost watching later on. If you are enjoying the stream, consider leaving a like. We are very close to 2,800 subscribers, so consider doing that as well. I do appreciate it. Barnes is going to get snow up, so I hope we are. At least if it's just for an hour. You know what I mean? Could the SSW last longer than 2 weeks? Good question, Crift. It certainly could, and we'll have to monitor the situation in terms of that. I had custard on my crumble for pudding. Rachel, is that because it's yellow by any chance? Is that the reason? Send it. I am from Bradford. I don't think the city centre will get snow. It may be sleet because it is the valley. It's about 40 millimetres lower. Random guy, I won't rule it out because you've got to remember that Bradford is pretty high elevation anyway. So there you go. Is it the cold in the Highlands expected to stay? Yes, there's expected to be frequent snow events actually through Scotland as we go into the end of November and beginning of December. It will turn slightly mild for all, but in Scotland it's still pretty cold. So we'll see. Happened for me last January. One shower around me, no warnings, then woke up. Yeah, exactly. Some people might wake up with a surprise in the morning. London high elevation. On the outskirts, in the suburbs, yes. In the centre, no. Not really. It's like York, as close to sea level as you can get in the centre, but on the outskirts, possibly. Yeah, it's one of those, it really is like a Nowcast situation sort of thing. But you can just see the extent is there. As that pushes southwards, there will be a few surprises, to be honest, I reckon. So we'll have to watch this space. Honestly, if I get a bit of snow, I wouldn't mind this winter. Looking pretty good so far anyway, yeah. Bodmin Moor, yes, it could snow on Bodmin Moor. Brandon, because it's pretty high elevation. Luckily, Hazeley's not in the amber zone for snow. That's true. I mean, I obviously want a carer to be able to get there, obviously. Kent will most likely get sleet at best. I'd assume so, Vix. I wouldn't rule out a few wintry flurries, potentially, at times, but on the whole, yeah, I'd say probably a lot of cold rain, bits of sleet, and maybe a little bit of snow. So in the south of Brum, yes. High elevation. Birmingham is high elevation, in the most part, over 100 metres, so pretty high chance. If we look back at the GFS, and this is probably the one which excites people the most, and is probably the most unrealistic as well, but, if you look there, 3 a.m, 6 a.m, Birmingham's about here, and that probably is some snow there. And then, as I said before, maybe into like parts of Worcestershire, maybe even as far south as Bristol. But basically, if you're in the west and the northwest of the UK, you're looking pretty good. But as it clears, you've got to remember that place in the east and southeast, that will be later on, so like midday. Temperatures do rise quite quickly, even in these colder air masses, because you've got to consider it's November in the southeast. So 3 or 4 degrees isn't really going to cut it. So you can see a lot of rain mixing in as it clears away. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'd expect, in the southeast and east, I'd rule out your chances this point. But later on in the week, so like Wednesday night, Thursday, there will be a little bit more widespread snow as well. Can see Wednesday into Thursday, plenty of snow showers in the east and the southeast as well, maybe even some thunder for parts of the east as well. But in the southeast, you can see a few showers. They could have a wintry flavour to them, and maybe even be a bit of hail. 6 a.m. Thursday, you can see that Pembrokeshire dangler evident, but a lot of rain mixing in as well. I'd expect all this to be snow because it is quite cold. Bringing in an Arctic flow, so there could be bits to the highest ground of Pembrokeshire, parts of southwest Wales, parts of southern and southwestern England. But yeah, it's one of them. Now, there is one called the Cheshire Gap, the Cheshire Gap streamer, which can bring in a few snow showers in this region. As you'd imagine, it extends from Cheshire to as far southeast as it can, really, as it wants to. So in this area, we could see a little bit of snow, which might not be picked up on the radars, or at the time. It does develop quite quickly, and the models don't usually pick up on it very well. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a few areas in this area also see a little bit of snow through Wednesday into Thursday as well. One to watch on that. That's just a prediction, by the way. I'm not saying anything about that, but yeah, I think that's one to watch as well. Again, 5 minutes later with the live radar, can see snow risk is still moving southwards. Parts of the central belt of Scotland seeing a mix of rain, sleet and snow. Obviously, higher ground really does boost your chances. So yeah, probably like just in Wednesday morning in Birmingham. Yeah, doesn't show hail, it doesn't. It's a bit of a shame, really. Oh my god, I love the snow. Remember when we had Beast from the East? Everyone remembers Beast from the East. That's all I really remember. Edge of the Pennines. Yeah, you could see some. Let's have a look. There's so many messages, by the way. This is the biggest stream that I've had in ages. Cheers, Al. Could I see any accumulations? I reckon a light dusting to maybe a centimetre, Crift, is possible. Quite high up, so we'll see. We'll see for you, Crift. Yeah. But, yeah, we'll see. Hoping for a winter like 0910. I'm sure the coldies out there are really looking forward to that. Or hoping for that, anyway, I should say. Not really looking forward to it. But, yeah. I wish it did show hail, though, Sherry. That is a good point. But you can kind of guess where it could be hailing at times. Cornwall, yes. Cornwall could. Brandon, Bodmin Moor, as you mentioned. Dartmoor definitely could see some. Dartmoor could definitely see some. With that Pembrokeshire dangler, that system of showers moving in. Could see a few surprises around there. Yeah, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. See loads of you in here. It's really nice to see. All of you joining, you're obviously interested. You might all be joining back in December, though, when my December to remember predictions come off. But that's just a thing from me. Second week of December is definitely one to watch, and that might have some more extensive snow risks for you all in the chat, which a lot of forecasters won't like to say out loud, but I don't care. I'll tell you what I think. But yeah, 150 already. Well done, cheers. It's pretty early in the season to see those numbers, isn't it? But yeah, really nice to see. I'll show you the ECM run as well. You know, we've got to cover all bases, but I might have to reload the page. 1 minute. we had an outage earlier, so all of the forecasts weren't actually working. So I didn't think I'd be able to forecast anything earlier. Do hope those snow shows move more south and hits instead of sticking to the coast. They could move further south, yeah. I'm around Newport, so what do you think my odds are? Pretty good. I'd say 50% chance. Newport. Oh, sorry, I just read that. Chippenham. That's near Birmingham, isn't it? Yeah. If you're near Birmingham, yeah, I'll show the SSW as well. That is something I'll get on to, Matt. But I thought people would be interested in the snow to start with. So yeah, we'll finally show the ECM, and I'll have a little look at some other data as well. But yeah, hopefully this is really informative for you all. I'm trying to cover all bases, but the chat is very busy. I've never seen it like this in a long time. Not since that big summer event last year. Error fetching meteogram data. Okay. If we move along then, move to about the early morning, so you can see that snow risk transferring further southwards. I'd say it's a bit more widespread than this is showing. You can see it moving into the central southern belt of Scotland by midnight. Well, by 9 p.m. on Tuesday. By midnight, you can see it's covering parts of the Yorkshire Dales and northern England and parts of Wales as well. Parts of the north of Wales. There's that evidence of that sort of them streamer snow showers. By 3 a.m. on Wednesday, you can see a lot of rain mixed in, but some snow for parts of the Midlands, probably the Pennines. And then parts of the east as well, as that low's clearing away. You can still see it there, clearing out to the east into the North Sea. And on the back edge, again, a few wintry showers possible. Could be snow, could be rain, could be sleet, could be hail. A big mix is possible there as it clears out into the North Sea. A little bit earlier than the GFS, but the GFS usually likes to hang on to systems a little bit longer than the ECM does, which is slightly more accurate. But with that one, the snow risk will be a lot reduced, and the higher ground areas would see some snow, probably upwards of 2 to 4 centimetres for central England, northern England, and parts of the southeast. But again, it's one to watch. You can see those showers continuing to pack into the eastern areas. Gonna have a quick drink. But yeah, those showers packing into the eastern areas. Parts of northern Scotland with that northerly flow. There's that Pembrokeshire dangler. Cheers to other fans for showing me that chat. Extending here. Some snow showers extending into parts of Cornwall. It's just basically showers. I say merging together basically. Stream of showers in the south and southwest there. They could go on for a few hours there. You can see evidence of that through Thursday. Quite a few snow showers along those coastal areas. If you live 5 miles inland, you could see quite a bit of snow, actually. That's why a yellow warning has been issued by the Met Office. So there you go. They were on the ball this time. But yeah, you can see actually through Thursday into Friday, the ECM midnight run anyway, does develop a bit of a feature there. So there's a low pressure system sliding down the southeast and a few wintry showers grazing parts of the southeast. So you'd be jumping up and down if that came off, because you might see the odd wintry flake with that one. But there you go. That's one to watch as well. You like the KMA? It's a good model actually. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Snow will be very marginal for lower elevations in the Midlands. Completely agree, weather fans. Completely agree. Definitely will be. And definitely a Nowcast. Was watching the BBC weather forecast and there was a stray snow shower moving inland and reached Luton. Well, that's it then. That's interesting, right? You need to be on the watch for that then. About 5 to 7 miles inland. If you're inland and you're higher elevation, it could snow. Send it to Cornwall. You might be in a couple of days. Justine, you might be. There you go. Saturday and Sunday both have snow events. I disagree. It won't snow at the weekend. Only over parts of the Highlands. So maybe James's Shed. I think that's a safe bet. And that's it. It's hard to say what will happen in London. I'm not ruling anything out. No, I'm not ruling anything out. Either James 098. We'll have to just see. I think it's going to be very marginal though. But if you've got 100 metres elevation, you're looking pretty decent. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've got plenty of snow probably. Is 86 metres considered low elevation or high? Well, I'm at about 86 as well. So probably low elevation. If you're in Birmingham elevation, 145 metres, yeah, you're not looking too bad as well. Are you predicting the NEO to go into very negative territory for December? I'm predicting it to go negative, yeah. I'm also predicting, a weak La Nina signal, which is pretty confirmed now. And I just think that we'll see a sudden stratospheric warming as well, which will just continue to strengthen the effects through the second week, through the second week of December and possibly beyond. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. But it could be very interesting and one to watch. We need to collab send it. Yeah, we do. We do, Michael. We'll have to organise something on that one. Rachel is above me. Well, Rachel, we should just send a box of just put some yellow food colouring or something in some ice and just make yellow ice. I don't know. I am not wearing a banana outfit. Weak La Nina is perhaps the best setup. Could be for the start. You've got to remember, La Nina could favour front-loaded winter. So we'll see on that one. I will actually bring up the sudden stratospheric warming charts as well, but I'm just going to be careful I don't share anything private info. I'll also show you someone's clip who's in this chat that had a little bit of snow as well. I'll see if I can show you it. If I do that, 1 minute, I can show you this, which is that one, and then image. It's a bit awkward to do, but I think it's that one. And then if I drag it across, here you go. This is a picture from the Highlands this morning. Wonder who that could be. Wonder where that could be on that one. But there you go. That's a little teaser. Someone sent me a video on X, but unfortunately I can't show you it. But yeah, about 6 to 8 centimeters there. Pretty interesting conditions, wasn't it? Very nice. Yeah, I agree. Could Doncaster? Well, you're quite close to me, but I'd say you're on the boundary actually. Unfortunately, Julie, you're kind of in the rain rather than the sleet and snow. I think you're a little bit too far over. God, everyone's making the guesses who that could be. Thought you might be. Should see the other one I've got, but there you go. I guess you don't set to see that one. Yeah, I'm sure some of us would like that one. Not all of us, but some of us would. There you go. Yeah, I've got another one here. Do you want to see that one? Let me see. Oopsie daisies, wrong button. You want to see that one as well? Let me just adjust that. And yeah, I'll bring up that one as well. This is either the dream or the hate. That's another picture up there. My mate lives there, Mr. Shedman. See, I told you, James, you were infamous in the weather community. I told you everyone would know who you are. The Shed. Look at that. And that was earlier today as well. There you go. Right, that's enough. That's enough snow talk. I want to see if I can pull up that video. 1 minute. I'll just have to be careful. Sharing is caring. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. How is Bath looking? On the back edge, 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. Or midday, I should say, bowling thunderstorm. You could see a couple of showers there. A lot more on ground now. I know there is. I saw the gritter. Cosy snow film days and hot drinks, please. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? I would say that's going to be the case for you, Jodie. What I will say is the temperature's dropping off quite fast here. It's down to 3.9 degrees. So maybe the snow's on the way. What's the temperature for you, James? Yeah. Hey, saying it's, I think if we had a proper summer, I think we'd have proper winter with temperatures daytime just about freezing or below freezing, and during night time minus double digits. There you go, then. That's it. How's Burnley looking? And I like that name. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. I'd say you're high ground. Burnley's quite high elevation. If we look, I'll just have a look at the GFS. I don't know. You're placed around here, aren't you? You're placed around there. So, I'll try and pinpoint it, but you're about there. So, a bit further inland. But, yeah, early hours of Wednesday, you could see a covering, so maybe a dusting, maybe a little bit more, 2 centimetres in the Burnley area. So, one to watch. But yeah, you could see a little bit there, light accumulations, maybe a little bit more through the early hours and into early morning. You could be surprised. So yeah, hello to Nathan Richardson. Welcome to the chat. Hopefully you're doing well. Hemsworth, is that the one near me? Because if it is, then you've got about the same chance of me, Brad. So about 60% chance through the early hours of the morning. Can we shut the GEM chat? Oh my god, not that one. Fine. I'll use this one for the thumbnail. Right, we'll have a look then. Everyone, look away, because this one is going to get all your hopes up, and this is not happening. This is just I can't do. But here you go, GM chart. Very heavy snow through through central England and northern England through the early hours of Wednesday. Quite extensive snow over the highest ground. Rain for the south, snow up in the north, and by 6 a.m, plenty of snow around. Excuse me. And then that's clearing away to the south. Can see a few patchy showers around, and yeah, looking pretty snowy. But that's the GM, and we do not listen to it. We throw it in the trash because it's wrong. But you know, it's good eye candy if you like looking at snow charts, which aren't going to happen. I mean, it might. Maybe the GM's time to shine this time, but it's very low resolution. And not very accurate. Snow is forecast for Hull, Liam. There's actually a yellow warning for snow through tomorrow into Thursday as well. You do the outside at 2 a.m. watching that? No, I won't be. Danny 38. No, I'll be sleeping. I'll be sleeping. Team GEM. No one's part of that team in GEM. I trust. Now, you know, if you like the realistic. No, snow in Barnsley, yes, Chris. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Brandon, I've answered your question. There's some snow possible. Temperatures are 1 degree below the forecast model and we're supposed to start stalling. Not. Wow. Even that GM doesn't show snow for me, boo-hiss. You probably will, because you're quite high to ground, aren't you? In Derbyshire? Am I right? I don't know. Places like Buxton and Leek, and they'll do well. I won't be outside at 2 a.m. You don't know me well enough. Yeah, I won't be doing that. I might be doing like a snow dance and vlogging. I'll be vlogging at 2 a.m. live stream and got the camera out saying, yes, I've got 1 flake in a rain shower. Let's go. Just to add, under heavy precipitation, this could bring down the cold level to lower elevations. Very true. If the freezing level is at 300 metres, if you add heavy precipitation on, it can bring it down to as low as 100 and about 150 to 100 millimetres, 100 metres. So all areas could see snow there. That's actually a really good point, actually, to bring up. Cheers, Michael. I wasn't thinking about that too much, but if you do put that on, we can see that. The 0 degree isotherm. And if you look for 3 a.m, 6 a.m, you can see the freezing levels around 300 to 400 metres. A little bit lower the further west you are. So obviously for parts of Scotland, central northern Scotland, and you know, quite extensively over Scotland, besides the east, you can see the freezing levels are at 0. So basically all precipitation that falls out of the sky can be freezing rain or snow. Possibly rain, but probably not likely. If you look for central Britain and parts of the west, you can see it's around 200 to 400 metres. So under the heavier precipitation, if you do see like a heavy snow shower or a heavier band moving through, that can bring it down to around 250 to 200 metres elevation, sometimes lower in rare cases, but probably your best bet is around 200 metres. But as you see, as we move through the day into Wednesday and Thursday, the freezing level reduces for all down to between 0 and 200 metres freezing level, which means basically that a lot of areas could see snow. But of course, that's when the coldest area is in place over much of the UK, and basically there's no precipitation because it's a drier air mass, which is why you're only seeing showers along the north and the east coasts, maybe into the southeast at times, which is why the freezing levels are a little bit higher in those areas. Send it to Wigan, please. Yeah, that. Yeah, maybe. Send it. You have a very unique style of presenting videos. Love it. You're so buoyant. Good luck on getting the snow up there. Cheers, Paul. I mean, I'd love to say the same to you, but I doubt your chances are very high. I doubt your chances are very high. Send it. What's about Loudwater in Buckinghamshire? On the back edge, between 9 and 12 a.m, you could see a couple of flakes, or maybe even a shower YOLO. Wouldn't rule it out, because you've got some decent elevation behind you. So maybe one to watch on that one. Might be doing some window watching. If I show you the ECM, by the way, someone mentioned about the sudden stratospheric warming. I don't have the latest, but I have got yesterday's runs from Monday the 17th. So basically, when this line is below 0 metres per second, if it goes below it, that indicates a reversal of zonal winds. Now, from around the 27th of November, you can see the zonal winds dropping to at or below the 0 line, 0 metres per second. That indicates a reversal. But you can see we're sat currently, well, not currently, but around between the 26th and the 1st December on that line, just above. If some of these runs continue and we see the milder, the stronger winds, which are still very weak, by the way, for the time of year, if we see those stronger winds start to dissipate and we see more developing down here, we could see quite significant stratospheric warming. It could last up to a week or maybe even 2 weeks. Because you can see some runs do keep the reversal for a longer period of time. If that happens, then it increases your chance of blocking patterns. It also reduces the amount of low pressure systems kind of contained together, which usually results in an Atlantic flow across the UK. It can kind of halt that a little bit. Can still see low pressure systems, but they're a lot more spread out. They're not all together, like when the polar vortex is together. There's lots of low pressure systems pushing in from off the Atlantic. That can reduce it. It can help build blocking patterns. It also increases the chance of a negative NAO, or it can do sometimes. And yeah, if it really does go below this line, could be one of the earliest sudden stratospheric warmings on record, and really could have an impact from around the second week of December. Send its forecast. So, yeah, it looks really encouraging, and a lot of areas with that could, and I say could, very tentatively see something wintry, quite cold, and possibly snowy at times. There you go, I said it. So, yeah, one to watch. Definitely one to watch. Yeah, the map's not updated yet, which is so annoying. What about moderately high ground around the east coast? Nathan, if you are living, well, let's just list some places: Scarborough, Bridlington, Filey, Flamborough. 5 miles inland could see some snow. If you live over the North Yorkshire Moors near Whitby, then you could see quite a bit, because there's an amber warning in place there between Scarborough and Whitby, just up to the west of that, over the North Yorkshire Moors, and they could see upwards of 10 centimetres over 200 metres elevation, maybe a little bit more. So, yeah, if you do live in, like, on the East Coast, between, like, you know, on the actual East Coast, between, like, Bridlington and, like, Hull and Newcastle, could see some snow there. So, yeah, one to watch. Stockton-on-Tees, oh, that's further northwards, isn't it? Yeah, I think. All these place names flying in, I just forget. Thunder snow is possible along the East Coast. Not probable, but possible. The Cape is evident there. Cape's energy for a thunderstorm. There could be a little bit there, which is quite rare. Snow in Reading, unlikely, I'd say. But yeah, normally gets updated about 8 p.m. Yeah, it does shy. That's Shame that. I wanted to show that. I forgot about that. What's your predictions this winter? Right, let me think about this. Pennines could get a decent amount tonight. Yes, they certainly could. Of course, you live opposite a cake shop. Let me guess. Have you asked for a yellow cake before? There you go. What was I asking? Oh, predictions. Yeah. Second week of December onwards, cold, but it starts off pretty cold. In general, but less cold, but getting colder progressively into December, into the second half at least. January, more unsettled. I'd say stormy conditions at times. But February, I think the cold will return, and we could see snow at times. Could be quite blocky as well. Blocking returns later on. Never eat yellow snow unless it's Rachel's food colouring. 2010, let's have a better winter. Let's have an even more epic winter than 2010. That would be great, wouldn't it? You know, a massive cold blast. Northamptonshire, Peterborough, near Gav. Oh, pretty low chances. Maybe a covering through the early hours of Wednesday on that one. Yeah, there you go. So many chat messages as well. Snow in Waltham Forest. Nah. Better not see yellow snow tomorrow morning. Well, you'll know that something bad's happened to your snow. Send it to you prefer Metafis or BBC. Whatever. Oh, goodness me. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I guess the Met Office? I guess they're a bit more accurate. BBC likes throwing out random things, I suppose. Hello to you, Hazel. Hopefully you're doing alright. Unfortunately, you might see some snow, which might not make you happy, and your carer as well. But there you go. 25-26 will have a change to the beat 10? Was that the beast? I'm not sure. Is the tripole cooling off much? Yeah, it's continuing to strengthen the signal, but I don't really think that it's high enough, really. Don't think it's strong enough. All the colder anomalies, sea surface temperature anomalies, aren't strong enough at the moment, but they might develop as we go along. It's one to watch that. I keep saying that, but everything's one to watch, really. Yeah. Tripole, it looks kind of good because you've got the warming to the south of Greenland, and you've got the cooler sector, and then you've got the warmer sector around that in the parts of the Atlantic, in the North Atlantic. You've got the Pacific as well, looking pretty good over across the pond in America. And that's also looking good. A quick sip of tea. Yeah. Skies are actually clear here, so temps have dropped fast. Yeah, I'm not surprised. In clear skies, they will drop like a stone. Here, it's still 4 degrees. It's just gone up. It's just gone up. Hoping to have at least one full week without snow melting, lol. Yeah, I think most people would hope for that, but it only lasts about half a day most of the time. And, yeah, big white clouds here. That's a good sign, John. What about Stockton-on-Tees? It's next to Middlesbrough. Yeah, I'd say that's not too bad of a place to be. Actually, over the next few hours, you could see some snow, patchy snow, maybe a covering in places, but it could be mixed in with rain as well, so a bit iffy. Now, a lot of people seem to, it's quite misunderstood, this part, but if it rains and then snows, a lot of people think that it can't really settle. That's not the case. It's all about the ground temperatures. Obviously, you've got the air temperatures, which are around, well, for me, it's 4.1 degrees, but on the ground temperatures are about 2 to 3 degrees lower. I wonder where I got that information from. So they're about 1 to 2 degrees, and that is not cold enough. If it's below 0 towards -1, so if it's like 2 degrees and it's a -1 ground level, temperature, then it can snow. So there's just so many different factors. December 22 was really strange because it snowed more than in the south, like London, than the north. Yeah, it certainly did. In the north, it was dry. Keegan, yeah, good chance of some snow for you near Stockton-on-Tees. So yeah, is NetWeather trustable? I'd say it's as trustable as the Weather Channel, which is the one I use. But you know, a lot of people seem to not like when I show the Weather Channel for some reason. I don't know what people don't like about it, but yeah, this one is very reliable, which I'm showing. Is 5 to 4 degrees air temp enough for snow? No, it needs to be at least 3. If it's 4, it's more likely to be sleet than snow. It can, but it's unlikely. If it's 2 to 3, yeah, you're looking pretty good. Yeah, I did show you it, see? I'm such a nice guy. North London measured 12 centimetres of snow in December 22. Yeah, that is quite rare. Snow clouds, they usually have, like, from what I remember, which, you know, it's a long time since I saw snow. They usually have, like, a pinky-ish sort of tinge to them. Like hang down as well. Sometimes they look like they're hanging down when I look at it. We have wet snow right now in the Netherlands. Yeah, see, it can throw up surprises. It can surprise you. After how mild it's been, snow sticking looks unlikely further south. Yeah, that's exactly right, Michael. It does look unlikely for anything to stick in the south. Yeah. Hi, Hazel. Oh, Danny, oh, you've been very nice, yeah. You have to trust them, the carers. They do know what they're doing. They're very experienced, I'm sure. I'm sure they've dealt with worse than what we're getting at the moment. They've been through the beast from the east in 2010, probably with you, Hazel, depending on how long you've had your carer for. I'm sure they've been through much worse than this and got to you. So hopefully they'll be okay. And they found the key to your medication box as well. I've just seen that. Snow in Chester could be possible. Through the early hours of Wednesday. To answer your question. Rain and then snowing can usually still settle, but it might be more like slush. Yeah, it can be. It can be quite wet snow, slushy accumulations on that one. Now, I probably will be wrapping up the stream soon because I don't want to drag it on too long. But thanks to everyone for tuning in and checking out your forecast, really. Nice to see so many new names in here. And if you did find it informative, as always, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I'll keep you posted on everything. And I'll probably make like a little post in the morning saying about where we've seen the snow and stuff, like just a community post sort of thing. And of course, if there's anything wintry over the next few hours and next couple of years, I mean not a couple of years, for the next couple of months, you know where to go. You come here and I keep you posted on all that sort of stuff. Wettier, so probably won't lay. It doesn't matter, actually. It doesn't really matter if it's wet on the ground. It can still settle, but it's just a little bit harder. Jody, I did see a question before. I think it was you, Jody. Basically, I reckon there will be a lot of blocking around this year, and it could be cold. It doesn't always guarantee it, but it could be cold. It could be snowy at times. There you go. Cheers all for joining. Hopefully you found it informative. I've tried to go through everyone's name. Yeah, cheers for all the support on the channel as well. Cheers to Josh for the gifted. I can't remember who got it now. There's been a lot of messages gone through. But yeah, let's leave the likes going. Keep the stream going till I'll be going for like 10 hours. Yeah, good luck to everyone hoping for snow. Good luck to everyone that doesn't want the snow, and hopefully it avoids your area. And yeah, see you all in the next one. Drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Send the snow to everyone in the UK. Send it to Scandi. Bye, everyone.